The Tri-County Mall officially opened to the public on September 26, 1960. Opening ceremonies included performance by the Princeton High School Band, a ribbon-cutting ceremony. At the time of opening, it consisted of 51 stores and 500 square feet of shop space, while parking for 4,000 cars. A 1960 article described the mall as a landscape to give the appearance of a park, while also noting that it was the largest center built at the time. Silos added a fourth level to the store in 1962, allowing the store's lower levels to be discounted merchants, calling those the basement store. Sears opened as the third anchor store in May 1967. The 142K square feet, two-story, was a prototype of chains featuring large servants than your typical store, including auto repair and a restaurant. The new Sears was built on the east of the mall and was connected to the rest of the mall by a new wing. Unlike the rest of the mall, at the time the expansion wing was enclosed, featuring palm trees, tropical plants, and a fountain, along the unique lights and skylights. In early 1968, the rest of the former mall, open air mall, was enclosed as well, featuring similar designs. In 1967, expansion. And in 2010, both JCPenney and Dallas relocated to new shopping centers, while Sears closed their doors in 2018 and Macy's closed their doors in 2021. The 1900s. The mall underwent an expansion, which doubled the number of stores by adding a second level. The second level is connected to the first by 3 staircases, a glass elevator, as a fountain in the middle of the center court, and the food court was relocated to a large locational built next to the newly upper-level Sears. The food court was the first part of the expansion to open, doing so in 1990. In order to attract business from nearby office workers, Tri-County Food Court became the first in America to accept food orders by fax. The City of Springdale approved of a redevelopment plan in December of 2021, which will call for demolition and reconfirmation of the mall into a series of 10-story buildings featuring retail, office, and residential. The plan is estimated to cost $1 million and requiring rezoning of the land. But as you see of now, it has not happened. So as you see, we're getting further into the mall, and it really looks closed and empty and getting real crusty and dirty. And there's a random Bath and Body Works, so it smelled amazing. But it was unfortunately sad to see the store or the mall like this. And I did spot, I believe that's a movie theater, but it was really cool. I can't wait to get there. Oh, hello, human. I did see this really cool painting of a bicycle shop. I hope that is, because it had nothing but bicycle painting. It was really, really cool. As you see, I'm just looking around, just getting a view of the full mall. There was mall security, so I was trying to record, but didn't want to be spotted and didn't want to look weird. But this is also another store that has unfortunately closed, and it does have the name on the store. So, and it was really sad to see a lot of these stores close. Here's another venue. This one was a jewelry store. So we saw some really cool design stores. We were talking about how we'd like to see them, and a lot of the stores were backed up, so we couldn't catch a break on that. And we were really surprised to see that the elevators did work, as you will see in a little while. We were having a discussion to see if this was a Build-A-Bear or some type of like kids store because that's what it made us think of, the bright colors and all that. And here's that movie theater, I think it was, that I zoomed in on. It was really cool. And here's another store. And it had like fairies in it. It was kind of weird, and I didn't want to go up to the window because it kind of scared me. I did see some old like kids' toys, but I was really scared to step over by the glass because it was really wobbly, and I decided just to pass because it terrified me too much. And I did wonder how long that candy was sitting in that machine. Oh yeah, I zoomed in on the building because it looked cool. But this is the part of the mall where it unfortunately looks completely like it was dying, and it was completely empty. It was also very cold. I'm not gonna lie, it was really cold inside this part. But when we first walked in, it was really warm. But on this side, the further we got to the mall, the further it looked dead. It did unfortunately get colder, which I don't know how that's possible, but it got real cold. But we saw more stores that had closed, and it was actually really sad to see. I do look into some of these stores that don't have plastic wrap on it, so I did try and do that, but a lot of them had like black garbage bags around them, and it was just, I would love to see this mall in its prime, but seeing how it is now, it was a lot to take in, because at first when we walked in, we weren't sure if this mall was dying or not, but the further we did walk into it, the more we saw that it was. Oh yeah, there was a really cool barbershop that was playing some really, really cool music. If I didn't get copyrighted, I would let you guys see it, but unfortunately it did. It was playing music, and here I'm just showing you guys where the entrance to Sears or Macy's would have been. Here's unfortunately another store, and I do look into this one because this one was pretty cool. And there wasn't much to see. And we did find the food court at this point, and those said thank you, and like all the stores were drywalled up, and that escalator was closed, unfortunately. And this is where I actually took the short video at. So there was a nail salon, like an eyebrow store that I could see. I tried looking into this store to give you guys like an idea of what is in the store. And this is the sign that says, the food court is currently closed. It was moved to the lower level, but on the lower level it was closed completely. So here I am looking over this railing. This one was pretty steady, so I did look over it, and that's where the potted plants would have been. And here's the eyebrow store. As you see, I'm trying to, show everything, show the outside of the store as much as I can. But I was really intrigued at the fact that how bright it was for how little lights were on. And once again, here's the food court, seeing like none of the tables there, but all the trash bins were. And here I am showing like how it's just like nothing. It's all drywalled in, and just saying like, hey, lease now. And there's some old like sketchy toys that I will show you guys in just a moment. I'm still very awed about how like the floors isn't crumbled in, and there's like no water damage. The glass is still very clean and intact. I did notice that the toys were looking a little rough. Like, look at that bear's ear, and the rocket ship was very clean. Like, it was just put in there, but it hadn't been a while since anybody's played in it or anything that I'm aware of. And I got another further look on the other side of the food court. And here I do show a weird building. And for some odd reason, my camera would not focus in the store. And as you guys saw, I had no problems with focusing. And as you see, my camera did not want to focus. I tried fixing it. Here in a moment, you'll see I'll try and fix it with my hand. Like, I'm trying to figure out, like, why is it not focusing? And I do, like, swing it out and look at everything, and it focused back fine. But it was just every time I looked at this building, it would not want to focus. It was blurry, but here I am showing you guys, like, across the abandoned mall. And I'm looking for water damage, and I'm just, like, really surprised that this mall is very well taken care of. Here's another store, and for some reason, it was all boarded up on the inside. Here's another one that was just like, oh, the wall's falling in. And this store is like, it was really weird because it like had glass and a bar, and this area is closed. This is one of the restrooms on the top floor that we are still exploring. And here's a note that says the bathrooms have moved to the basement. And here's some more, here's where's Macy's. And this is where we rode the elevator, which was kind of sketchy. Not gonna lie. Don't ride an elevator on an abandoned mall. Yeah, you can see my reflection. I'm trying to get a good view of all the, like, stores while sliding down the elevator. And to be honest with you, there was a lot of jewelry stores that I was very surprised that. Now, I think those might have been the first one to close. And this mall, like, was very quiet. We wondered what that building was that was, like, all red and wood. And then as you see, I go down here, I'm exploring, like, the lights looked very cool. And so did the floors. And here I was wondering, like, what did this store used to be? Because it was a hot, crazy mess. And I was thinking, well, maybe it's still a store on the outside, which it was. It was a cubic storage unit. But on this side, this room was, like, for some reason, all glass. And, like, these pictures, this is where a BJ, I don't know if it's still open, but the BJ restaurant was still open. So, I don't know if it is now or not, but it had a bunch of designs on the outside. And there was a random balloon on the ceiling, and I don't know where it came from. But, yeah. There's some more jewelry stores, some more clothes stores. I wish I knew what these stores were, because I could give you guys a better understanding. But I do point this phone at the ceiling a lot, because I'm just really surprised on, like, how not moldy it is, how clean the windows are. So, I mean, they do still take care of this mall, but it just doesn't get a lot of people. And it's really surprising that, a lot of people don't go to this mall. But I mean, there are more popular malls around it, which is very understandable. And I know there's an open box outlet that's, you can't enter it through the mall. And if you can, I couldn't. There was a Burlington in there. There was a Bed Bath & Beyond, Forever 21. They had your normal, like, big stores in there, but otherwise not. The store was, the walls was coming in here. You could tell, like, there was damage to the walls, and I would have loved to seen this story in its prime, and it's so surprising how it, 21 years, and it went from, losing one store and, JCPenney, as soon as they went out of business, all the malls soon followed. And here's a vaccine place, which I'm pretty sure this area was only popping because of the vaccine place. But I'm sure it was only because, people were, like, getting their vaccine. So, which I didn't want to, I wondered what the store could have been for it to be so huge. But here's a better pic of the escalators that were closed, but the other two weren't. So, It's probably because this side of the mall was more dead, which is understandable. I do try and show you like more dead plants, and I do look up at the ceiling again because I'm very surprised. Oh, that was the entrance. I'm pretty sure another entrance to a restaurant. I do see the X marks to like sit here, and I was just like really, really taken back on it. I do show another restaurant or building, but it had paper on it, so I couldn't like see into it, which was very disappointing. A lot of these I couldn't look into, and I really wanted to know. But here's some more just blacked out trash bag shops, which unfortunately I really wanted to look into. It was killing me not to know. And just I did see a abandoned Spencer store in here, which that was a sight. I'm still trying not to record, get caught by mall security. It was just a slight adrenaline rush. I'm not gonna lie. But seeing no damage to the walls or the floor, or the pillars, is what surprised me. As you see, I'm still looking around why? Why is nothing crumbling in? The Cincinnati Mall, it's got water damage. It's got walls peeling and stuff. But this one wasn't your typical abandoned mall. But I mean, it's set to be into a 10-story building soon. And, apartment buildings and office buildings and different types of retail to, redevelop this area. And it was very surprising that they took such good care of this mall. And we do manage to find our way back to the elevator, which we did take to go down there, which means I walked the whole bottom level. And I'm still unfortunately sad that, we couldn't see into any side of these stores. I did find a restaurant that was a Chinese restaurant, and it did make me hungry, which I really wanted Chinese after this. Oh yeah, here's a giant Coke sign. Coke Zero is my favorite drink. And this store caught my eye because half of it was cut off by insulation, and half the other part was garbage bags. You can tell how much garbage bags they used. I mean, oh yeah, here's another clothes store. I could have looked into it, but I'm pretty sure there was someone there. Oh yeah, I found more X marks. So this store was open during the pandemic, but it unfortunately shut its doors. And I was very surprised that, here's a playground, which I did get excited. As you see, I almost dropped my phone. And here's that restaurant that I think it's a restaurant. If not, then I'm so sorry. But it looked like a Chinese restaurant. And as you see, I walk over to it because I was very, very intrigued by it. And here's a makeup purse. And here's some more. Oh yeah, I do find my way into the playground, which I was very intrigued by because it wasn't. And this is coming to an end, guys. Thank you for exploring the Tri-County Mall with Mama Bear. Thank you.